Good afternoon, everybody. Good Friday afternoon. I'm so glad to be here and a part of what is a really special event. And I'm already looking at the comments. Hello to Becky and Darlene and Miriam, James. We see a lot of folks kind of signing in. Really happy to be here today. I have an exciting show. I really am very eager to start this presentation. We have Honestly, you're going to get a lot less of me today and a whole lot of other folks with some pretty amazing guests that we have. But I wanted to start off by saying hello, Happy New Year to everybody. We're so grateful for your membership in TRTA. We've really tried to promote this. If you're not a member of TRTA, that stands for the Texas Retired Teachers Association. We are a 501c4 not-for-profit organization. We were formed by public school employee retirees in the 1950s, and we have been growing ever since. We are a lead advocate. We call ourselves a service and action organization, and it's both equal parts service and action. We really work hard to serve and meet the needs of retired public school employees in Texas, as well as take action during the legislative process, both here in Texas as well on the federal side. And so if you're new to our stream and you're new to us as an organization, my name is Tim Lee. I'm the executive director for the organization. And we are very excited that you're here. Look forward to you being a part of our stream today. Just as a quick little intro again to TRTA, we do have our one state association, but we do have over 250 local area chapters that if you would like to get involved, that would be excellent. I know that we'd love to see you participating, and we're going to talk a lot about how your participation helps make great things happen. And so as we get started with the stream today, today's presentation is all about the supplemental check that our members fought for and worked for and ultimately won after a regular session, a first special session, and a second called special session. But with that being said, I'd like to kind of introduce our first guest. As I see, let me say hi to a couple folks. And as always, y'all, we have our producer, Roy Varney, who is on the other side of this, making sure that everything is queued up and ready to go. So I'm going to give him just a second to be ready. But we're going to have our first guest appear in just a few minutes, a few seconds, actually. I want to say hello to Laura. Hello, Cleveland, Texas. All right, Harold, Dora. I see Dora. Gloria. Hello, Mary. We see a lot of folks joining, both in Facebook and in YouTube. So that being said, Roy, why don't we introduce our first guest? And I'm going to say, y'all, we're very pleased to have the governor of the state of Texas, Greg Abbott, who was kind enough to give us a few words about the supplemental check and TRTA's role in helping secure that. Roy?
This is Governor Greg Abbott. I want to say thank you to the Texas Retired Teachers Association for being a trusted voice on behalf of public education retirees across our state. I especially want to thank you for your involvement in the legislative process and ensuring that our retired teachers have a seat at the table in the Capitol. This past session, we achieved amazing things for the people of the state of Texas and especially for our retired educators. I was so proud to be able to sign Senate Bill 7 into law, which provides a supplemental payment to retired teachers as well as to other retired school employees who retired before the end of last year. This would not have been possible without the support of the Texas Retired Teachers Association, and I want to thank you so much for your involvement. Also, I look forward to our continued work together as we strengthen our education system, as we support our retired teachers, and as we ensure a brighter future for the great state of Texas. May God continue to bless you in all of your efforts, and may God forever bless the great state of Texas.
All right. Thanks to Governor Abbott for providing that message to TRTA and to all public school employee retirees. I'm not sure about y'all, but on my side, when I was watching it, it was a little slow, probably because of bandwidth and frame rate issues. But I'm not here to talk technology. So what we will do, as y'all know, is we record this event live. We will put all of our videos from our elected officials on our website and in our link them, connect them in our update that we send out after this is over. So that way you'll be able to share them and view them in real time and real speed. But I do want to say thank you to Governor Abbott for sending us that video and for remarking about TRTA's role at the table. That's what this is all about. Working for this organization is a privilege. It's an honor that I have to be the executive director and work with an amazing board. Our whole business is to protect and improve retirement security for all of you. And if you're an active teacher, a retired school employee of whatever position, we always like to say, you earned it, we protect it, and together we're going to make it better. So that is what we do. And I know that you've tuned in for some specific details about the supplemental check. And I've gotten a couple of emails just this week with some members who said, I'm not going to count on that check until it's in the bank. Well, hopefully after today, you'll get the kind of information that you need to know that check is actually on the way. And with that, I want to introduce our audience to a friend of mine who is the executive director for the Teacher Retirement System of Texas. His name is Brian Guthrie, and Brian has a special message for all of our audience today as well. Roy?
Pleasure to be with all of you to talk to you about the supplemental payment that was authorized at the end of last year by the second called special session of the 87th legislature. This was a great opportunity for members to receive the supplemental payment. It was something that had been discussed for quite some time, and so we were very pleased to see it actually be authorized and put into law. So what I'm talking to you about today is really how are you going to receive that supplemental payment. So first and foremost, if you are eligible to receive that supplemental payment, you will have already received a letter from us in December outlining sort of the plan for when that supplemental payment will be received. The supplemental payment is going to be going out on January 14th to all eligible members. Now, that payment will be received or sent to you in the same fashion that your annuity payment is currently being sent to you. So if you have your funds electronically transferred to your checking account each month, you'll be receiving the supplemental payment in the same way. If, however, you receive a paper check, you will also receive a paper check for the supplemental payment as well. So all of that will go out on the 14th. It should hit your checking accounts by the 15th or by no later than the 16th if you receive electronic funds transfer. But it could take a couple of extra days if you receive that paper check in the mail. So thank you. Have a wonderful 2022, and I'll send it back to Tim.
Brian, thanks so much for being a part of the show today. It really helped provide some critical information. The one question that I know folks wanted answered more than any other is, when will we start receiving the check? And I know you can check out our TRTA social media site, Facebook. We have a TRTA Facebook page. I think it would be great to see what TRTA, who is the TRTA member who is first to see that supplemental check in their bank account, and then maybe say, I got my check today. And anyway, I think that would be a lot of fun. So Roy, I know we have a recap slide on some of the information that Director Guthrie commented on. And so y'all, just so we can, again, talk about these details, the supplemental payment will go out on January 14th, as Brian said, in whatever normal method that you will receive that payment. You will see that one show up as well. About 429,000 retirees will receive the supplemental payment. And I want to brag on TRTA members just for a second. This is the really important part. If you're not a TRTA member, or if you're checking us out for the first time, our association membership is a little over 94,000 folks. And those 94,000 folks went to bat for all retired school employees. And because of the hard work, the phone calls, the emails, all of the legwork that went into it, the work prior to the start of the session, all through the regular and the two special sessions. And actually, we continue to work through the third special session as well. 429,000 retired school employee Texans will receive this additional check. And I'm going to brag on the legislature, and we've got some guests from the legislature that are joining us in our stream as well. The $701 million that was needed to pay for this supplemental check is coming from the Texas legislature. It's not money coming out of the trust fund. So we'll be able to ensure the solvency of our fund is fully intact even after this check is paid. And we're going to get into some of that information with some overview comments as well. But $701 million appropriated to pay for this check. And as you see in the last bullet point, you have a web address for some frequently asked questions. We've had a few people ask us about tax issues or whether or not TRS Care is going to come out of this. Well, the best place to get that information will be from the TRS website, which we have a link to that information, which you can go to and check it out. So, Roy, why don't we bring that slide down? I have started taking a look at some of the comments, and I really am anxious to talk about some of the things that are coming next. As some people have talked about with the cost of living adjustment and cost of living increase, but we wanted to make sure that you that are tuning in know for sure when the check is coming, that it is something that has been paid for. The money has already been distributed so that TRS can make the check payable. And we wanted our folks in the elected leadership, the folks that we work with all the time, to get things like this to happen, an opportunity to communicate with you directly. And so in continuing in that line of thinking, I want to introduce to you a couple of folks who were instrumental in helping this get accomplished. Our two bill sponsors for the supplemental check. And the first one is a person that I've known for a number of years now and have enjoyed working with her every opportunity that we have the chance in the Texas legislature. That is Chairwoman Joan Huffman, Senator Joan Huffman. And I'd like to go ahead and give her comments now.
Hi, everyone. I'm Joan Huffman. I'm the state senator for Senate District 17, and I've had the honor to work on your pension issues and your health care for several sessions now. And I'm thrilled to report this morning that you will be receiving, as you all know, of course, a benefit enhancement starting the new year, when I know in times like this it's especially great to get. It will be for all those educators who have worked so hard for our kids, including our janitors, our cafeteria workers, and all of our retired teachers. Many of us worked really hard in 2019 to make a system where we were giving gradual increases in our contributions to your pension fund. We did that with the help of state leadership like Governor Abbott, Lieutenant Governor Patrick, the Speaker of the House and the House Representative, all the senators. We worked together to get your pension on really good footing. And now I'm pleased to say it's actuarially sound. And in fact, it's a model pension system for the nation. Also, we worked hard to be in a position where we could instruct TRS not to raise your healthcare premium benefits, which they have not done, and they will remain the same as they were in 2018. We will continue to work hard for you and to ensure that your pension system remains actuarially sound. I want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for your service to the state and to the school children of the great state of Texas. I commit to you that I will continue to work hard to make sure that your pension system is sound now and into the future. Hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much for all you've done. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you, Chair Huffman, for sponsoring the supplemental check bill in the Senate and for helping us in the past, making sure that our pension system is a model pension system and actuarially sound. And again, we do have some information that I want to get into. I am reading the comments. For those of you who are asking about when are we going to talk about cost of living adjustments, some other things, we as an organization have some information about that. But again, I just want to say a special thank you to Chair Huffman for her work over the years on our pension trust fund. And we are in really good shape, and I'm anxious to show you some of that information in just a few minutes. Before I do that, again, I want to introduce you to one of our good friends. It's hard to believe that this person was a freshman legislator this year, but this is Dr. Glenn Rogers, whom I've gotten to know over the last year, and is an amazing person, and I'm so grateful for him. And I'd like to introduce you to the sponsor in the house, Dr. Glenn Rogers.
Supporting our retired teachers has always been a top priority for me. My mother was a Texas public school teacher for many years. From her, I learned the value of public education and the dedication of our educators all across Texas. There are many retired teachers that will see an immediate positive impact from this 13 check, and that is what kept me fighting to pass this legislation all session long. This is a remarkable victory for the people who spent their lives in service to our youth, and I look forward to continuing the fight in the upcoming 88th legislature for a permanent cost of living adjustment. I thank you for your service and your commitment to Texas' most precious resource, our children. I will always be a voice for you in the Texas House. God bless you, and God bless Texas.
Thank you, Representative Rogers, for your words. And I know some of you heard some of the information about Dr. Rogers saying he wants to work on a COLA going forward. In a few chat questions that I see, comments that I'm seeing both on YouTube and Facebook, one of them sticks out right now to me, and that's James, who says on YouTube, will the members of TRS receive this supplemental payment, or will only TRTA members? Y'all, all TRS retirees who are eligible, which I believe the eligibility was that you had to be retired December 31st. I'm probably going to, if I get this wrong, we will send it out in the update with the inside line, but I think it's December 31st, 2020. It could be 2021. I forget the exact date. That's what happens when you're on live television like this. But knowing that there are 429,000 retirees that are going to receive it, you should have received a notice from TRS saying that the check was coming. If you have questions about whether or not if you fit the eligibility, you certainly can check out that frequently asked questions page that is listed a few times on this video or in the chat box. We'll also put it in the inside line, and it talks about eligibility for the supplemental check. 429,000 folks is a vast majority of TRS retirees. So that's good news, but you're not, if you're not a member of TRTA, we'd love to have you, but that is certainly not any sort of requirement for this. We work for all public school employee retirees and pre-retirees. Our efforts are geared to helping everyone. And we know that not everyone can make a TRTA membership work for any number of different reasons. But if you can, our annual membership fee is $35 a year. And it goes to help make sure that we're the strongest, loudest voice for public education retirees, not only in Texas, but across the country. So that's enough on that. And I would like to talk to you about a few of the slides that would give you some information about how the overall condition of the fund. So Roy, I think we have a couple of dot points that we want to make. Y'all, here's some good information. Again, if you're just tuning into TRTA for the first time, or if you've been around for a while and you want to get some concept of why we are working to make these things happen, you can see that about 44% of all TRS retirees, over 201,000 folks, have a monthly annuity of $1,600 a month or less. The average TRS annuity today is $2,145. But as you know, 95% of Texas independent school districts do not participate in Social Security. As has been talked about consistently for the last several months, inflationary pressure is on the rise. We see this with our Social Security recipients receiving a 5.9% increase this year just to keep up with inflation. Let's give you an overall picture of how things are going with our pension trust fund. And the next slide. Currently, the TRS pension fund is 79.1% funded. We have a funding period of 23 years, which means that if we earn 7.25% and everything else remains relatively the same, we will have a 100% funded TRS in 23 years. That's down from 27 years in 2020. Both of these numbers are extremely good. The 23-year number is very, very good. Texas is one of the best funded pension plans in the nation. The TRS Trust Fund investment team earned 25% in the last fiscal year. And I really want to say a big congratulations to the TRS board, to the TRS staff, and all of those who work with the teacher retirement system to help earn that kind of percentage of rate of return. That's a huge amount of money. We have actually what we call deferred gains now. And those deferred gains have, over the last 5 years, totaled about $36.6 billion. And all of this information, you can come off this slide. All of this information helps, number one, ensure that brand new teacher who just started teaching this year is going to have a secure retirement, and we're looking out for her or his retirement just as much as we're looking out for that retiree who just had their 101st birthday and is hoping to get a cost of living raise in the next coming legislative session. And so to talk about some of what we want to see accomplished still as an organization and working with our friends in the legislature and our goals on getting a cost of living and just continuing to improve the overall funding condition of the retirement system. We have some other friends here from the legislature, and I'm going to introduce a good friend of mine, Jose Menendez, senator from the San Antonio area. So, Roy, if you can give us Senator Menendez.
Hi, I'm Jose Menendez, State Senator for District 26. First of all, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your service to our state's children and their future. We are all so grateful for all of the work you put into preparing them to fulfill their full potential. And I want to talk about an issue that I have worked on and that the legislature finally passed this past session, and that is increasing benefits for our active and our retired educators. I am very relieved and happy to share that our Texas retired teachers will receive a 13th check, which you can expect to receive this month before January 31st. And while this is only a step in the right direction, and I know that more needs to be done to ensure that retired teachers receive the benefits they have earned, your years of dedicated service to Texas children do not go unseen, and they deserve a respectable retirement. So please feel free to contact me if we can ever be of service. And once again, thank you for everything that you have done. May God bless you, and God bless the state of Texas.
Thank you, Senator Menendez. He is always so good about coming to conventions or meeting with us face-to-face whenever we need to, and really appreciate his leadership. And I've got a couple of other guests that I want to introduce, but before I do, I just wanted to point out some information. Some of you recently participated in a survey, and Roy, our producer, is probably thinking, he's not sticking with the show plan here, but I'd like to go ahead and touch on how our members are telling us they will likely use the supplemental check they're going to receive. This survey response has over 5,500 total respondents. You can see clearly from this chart that most of our members are telling us they will use the supplemental check for everyday expenses, followed by home or car repairs, living expenses that have been put on hold. We've got some unforeseen medical expenses, and you can take a look at this chart as the time goes by. But far and away, the number one item that our members are feeling pressure on financially are everyday expenses, going to the grocery store, taking care of their medical, buying their prescriptions, paying the light bill. I mean, those things that we all know are part of our everyday in and out cost. And some folks have been retired and have never received a cost of living raise. The last eligible group of folks who received a COLA, you had to be retired August 31st, 2004 or before. So if you retired September 1st, 2004 or after, your benefits have not gone up with a cost of living increase like Senator Menendez was talking about. But we are very glad to continue to work for some of the help measures that are put in place, like the supplemental check. Really a great opportunity that came along during the special sessions, and we all worked so hard to make that happen. But we can see very clearly from this chart that we still have work to do, and that's what we intend to do. Roy, you can come off of this chart. Again, y'all, we will put all of this information out for you to use or for you to share with elected officials and communicate with folks your story and communicate about TRTA. We have just a couple more guests that I want to make sure have a comment or two. And I'm going to introduce someone that is a very good friend of ours. He's been a star at our TRTA conventions in the past and just has one of the most energetic personalities in the entire Texas legislature. And that is State Representative Mary Gonzalez, who is on the Appropriations Committee and worked from a funding level to help make sure that the supplemental occurred. So Mary Gonzalez.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mary Gonzalez, and I'm talking to you today from Eastern El Paso County. I wanted to send this little note to say thank you. Thank you for all your hard work and advocacy. Because of your involvement, the legislature was able to do something it needed to do and has always needed to do in representing retired teachers, and that's completing the 13th check. While there's still a lot of work to do when it comes to COLA, I am proud of some of the progress we are able to make. And you know what? We did this together with educators who are currently in our system, to retired teachers who have given up so much of their lives to support our classrooms, to public education advocates and legislators. Everybody came together to make sure we were making a difference. And that's what it means to be involved, to do the work, to come during legislative session and be strong advocates, to work with your team in Austin, who is amazing, by the way, but also to be involved in voting, to be involved in primary and general elections, because elections matter. And elections do determine what issues get to the forefront during a very hectic legislative session. So thank you again from the bottom of my heart. I am proud to always fight for your issues. I'm so passionate about it because teachers truly, educators, everybody in our local schools changed my life and made me who I am. I'm just grateful to be able to give back, to be able to fulfill the promises that we made to our educators, to the folks who work in our buildings, in our education buildings, because we need to be sure that we are taking care of our retired teachers. So TRTA, thank you for all your hard work. To local and state leaders, so grateful for you. You've accomplished so much in a political time when it's hard to really get a lot accomplished. So please know I'm by your side always, and please stop by my office next time you're in Austin, and don't forget to go vote. Thank you again for all your work. Hope to see you soon.
All right, folks, we are winding down, trying to make sure that you have the most up-to-date and current accurate information about the supplemental payment, to make sure that you feel welcome in this organization, that you know a little bit about who we are and what we do. We're working for you. It's our mission. That's what drives us. It's where our energy comes from, is to work for y'all. And I want to read a statement, Representative Rafael Anchia, who's the chairman of the Pensions Committee, He was not able to put together a video for us, but did give us a statement. He says, "I'm thrilled that we were able to provide this 13th check for over 429,000 eligible TRS participants who will receive the supplemental payment. However, as the son of a retired public school educator, I recognize that this is not enough. The 13th check is merely a temporary relief, and it does not have the same impact that a cost of living adjustment or a COLA would have on your retirement accounts. As chairman of the Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services Committee in the House of Representatives, I pledge to continue fighting for a long overdue COLA for our retired educators throughout this interim and into the next session." Thank you, Representative Anchia, for that statement. We really do appreciate it. And we look forward to working with all of our friends in the legislature. And I cannot overstate this. TRTA members and folks who are just joining us and watching us, all of this takes a tremendous amount of partnership and work and effort, and an organization that's strong and dedicated to what we believe. And that is that you all have served this great state and helped our kids and done so much for all of our communities and our families, and that your TRS benefits need to be there for you to protect you and have retirement security, real, true retirement security. That's just not your teacher retirement system benefits, but that's also your Social Security benefits. And while this presentation today is not about the WEP or the government pension offset, I have seen those comments in the communication that you're doing here on in just making those comments. I promise we will continue to keep you updated on that issue as well. It's near and dear to our heart. But I want to close out today with a short video from one of our TRTA members about why TRTA is important to her.
Hi, I'm Mary Ann Dazell. My local unit is Fort Bend Harris Retired Educators, and I am just so blessed to be a part of TRTA. I like being a part of a larger group that improves the lives of others. I know our local unit is real involved in lots of projects for our community and our local schools. And being involved in educational legislative advocacy efforts has given me a purpose, knowing that I'm helping educators now and in the future, and being able to support the foundation that contributes to our teachers, our active teachers, our members that are having problems and need a helping hand. All of this is a wonderful way to serve others. So I feel very, very blessed to be a member of TRTA.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Again, we wanted to make sure that that you have the right information about the check, that you're keeping an eye out for it, that you're communicating back to us if you have any questions or comments and concerns. But our work for you is ongoing. We are already planning and working closely with these elected officials. And I want to say, again, thank you to the governor, to Senator Huffman, to Glenn Rogers, to Mary Gonzalez and Representative Anchia, and to Senator Menendez for showing kind of the face of the legislature and the process to get something done, from the call of the special session to voting on it and making sure the money is there to pay for it. And that our special guest, Brian Guthrie, provided the information about the receipt of the check and when it's coming. We're so grateful to be a part of this process, and TRTA, in my opinion, plays one of the most pivotal roles in the process, and that is to work directly with all of these entities of the Texas legislature, the executive branch, the teacher retirement system, and advocate for you and for all public school employees and retirees in protecting their teacher retirement system benefits. We look forward to serving you. I hope that you all are able to join us in these efforts. Sign up for our free email newsletter, The Inside Line. Check us out if you'd like to join us. We'd love to be able to count you as a member. Please share this video, and we look forward to hearing about ways that we can continue to serve and meet your needs in the future. Again, my name is Tim Lee. I'm the Executive Director for TRTA. Y'all have an amazing weekend, and we look forward to working with you as much as we can. Have a great day. Bye-bye.